What are some real horror stories you've been through? Part 4. I've been reading every single comment on my last post. You all have been so kind and so scared for me. There are theories swirling everywhere. Some say it's a skinwalker, a ghost, or worse, a wendigo. The word keeps coming up. I won't lie, wendigo stuck with me too. But after everything I've felt, heard, and seen, I think it's more than that. I think it's a demon, something ancient, dark, and relentless. A lot of you urged me to stop hiding this from the people closest to me, to reach out to my boyfriend, my friends, Eli, June, Noah. You said maybe they won't believe me at first. That's okay, but I can't carry this alone anymore. So I did. I called Eli first. His voice on the phone was cautious, almost like he was preparing himself for something bad. When I told him about the humming, the Polaroid, the scratches, his silence said more than words could. He told me he'd seen strange things too, shadows in his apartment, feelings of being watched. He hasn't slept well in weeks. June was next. She sounded exhausted, but relieved to hear I wasn't alone. She showed me the same scratches on her arms, thin and jagged. Noah was harder to reach, but June convinced him. When he joined, it was like a missing piece clicked into place. We met at Eli's apartment, our safe space for the moment. The air was thick with fear and old memories. None of us dared speak aloud. When I showed them the Polaroid, Eli's eyes went wide. "It's following us," he whispered. We played the recording of the humming for them. It was clear, unmistakable, like something alive, breathing in the walls. That's when we knew this was not going to end on its own. At first, some of them tried to rationalize it. Stress, nightmares, coincidence. But when the scratches appeared on June's arm during our meeting and the temperature dropped sharply, the doubt began to fade. We started researching everything: old folklore, demonology, legends about spirits that prey on grief and fear. The name Wendigo came up again and again, but nothing fit exactly. This was something darker, something that wanted to break us down. Then, someone in the comments suggested we get help, an actual priest, someone who understands this kind of darkness. It felt like grasping for a lifeline. I reached out to a priest I found online, Father Matthews, who specialized in exorcisms and spiritual cleansing. He didn't hesitate. He said he'd come, and that we needed to prepare. The night he arrived, the atmosphere in Eli's apartment shifted. The shadows seemed to creep closer, as if aware of what was coming. We sat in a circle, salt on the floor, candles flickering low. Father Matthews carried a small silver cross and a bottle of holy water. He began the ritual with prayers in Latin, his voice steady, despite the eerie noises growing louder around us. The humming rose into a shrill scream, rattling the windows. The Polaroid suddenly burst into flames in the center of the circle. I felt something brush my arm, a coldness like death itself, and a low growl filled the room. Father Matthew's voice grew stronger, commanding the presence to leave, to release its hold. For what felt like hours, we stayed locked in that circle, fighting a darkness that seemed to want to consume everything. And then, slowly, the room grew quiet. The coldness lifted. The candles stopped flickering. The demon was gone, at least for now. I'm not sure it's truly gone. Maybe it's just waiting, watching, biding its time. But we're not alone anymore. Thank you to everyone who urged me to speak up, to reach out. Sometimes the darkness can only be faced together. If you're reading this and something watches you, don't wait. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you ever hear that humming in the silence, don't ignore it, because some things are too heavy to carry alone.